All right, good morning. It is right now 6:03 a.m. on a Monday morning as I've had time to reflect on the Bears' big 31-3 win over that trash franchise in Cleveland. Here's the thing about that game yesterday, what stood out to me most. The Bears dashed out to a 14-0 lead. But for a long time, it felt like the Bears didn't want the game. I began to get paranoid. I thought the Bears were on a slippery slope for a minute because they were playing with their food in terms. They were basically just going through the motions against this Browns team. And was I concerned at one point? Yeah, I was a little concerned. I was a little concerned. But overall, the Bears they played well. They put this team away in the second half, which they should have done. They should have done in the first half. It should have been 30-0 at halftime. But went into halftime with I believe it was 14-0 at halftime, and maybe 14-3. And the thing about it is, this team is they're really are showing me how strong they are from a mental standpoint. And I have to keep reminding myself this team is mentally stable. And so what happened in the second half, they basically put this team away as they should. Caleb makes the most impressive TD throw to DJ Moore that I have seen in years. Maybe maybe since last week. I don't know. I say years, but it could have been last week because that pass that he made to Zacchaeus against the Packers in the right corner in the end zone, that was pretty that was pretty wild. So this kid is making some great throws. Um, I know everybody has a question about the doghouse. Is he out of the doghouse? Yeah, he got to be out of the doghouse, right? Is he out of the doghouse? I'm gonna listen. It's hard to. We need. He's got to beat a quality team. A quality. Now he beat the Eagles. I get that. He beat the Eagles, and that was the Eagles team that was, in my opinion, wasn't at their best. Okay, and Caleb did not have the greatest of games, but he's got to have against this Packers team. This could seal the deal. If he outplays Jordan Love next week at Soldier, outplays him the entire game, and we win because of him, he is out. He is officially out. Right now, he's close. He's like at the doorstep. Caleb, I love watching it. Look, listen, I love watching him play. I mean, when he got hurt in the right before halftime, I was pretty it wasn't good. I was in a bad mental state because the quarterback is the most important position in the National Football League. And if you lose your quarterback in this day and age, you're pretty much cooked. And when he got hurt, it I threw a chair in the basement. I threw a chair. I went to the back storage room. I kicked down some plastic tote. I kicked it and I don't know, made some type of noise. It was bad. It was bad, and that shows you that yes, I'm growing to really like this kid as at a quarterback position. I mean, he's made some great throws, man. This guy's doing he's doing some great things, but I need a signature win. And when I mean by that, I understand he beat the Eagles. I get that. But he didn't play his best. He didn't play his best. I want him to outplay Jordan Love at Soldier Field. I need him to have over 100 quarterback rating. I need him to throw at least 2 or 3 touchdown passes, just like today against the Browns. And I just need him to stand out as the better quarterback when we talk about this team on Sunday, because the game's on Saturday, on Sunday morning or afternoon, when we talk about the Bears and the Packers. We need to be talking about Caleb really outplayed Jordan Love. We really need to say that for him to be, hey, he's out, completely out of doghouse because he did pass the test and not being outplayed by Shondor. I get that. That's great. So he's lived up to those expectations. And he also beat a bad team. You got to put these bad teams away. You got to. But these three games are very important. You have the Packers at San Francisco, and then you got to come home and beat the Detroit Lions. That could be a deciding factor to get into the playoffs. So I'm not gonna let him go just because of that 31-3 win. I'm not gonna let him out. But he's got to put up that signature game against a good quarterback. He's got to do it. Okay, we can't have inconsistencies in the throwing game, the passing game, and can't have balls going over the head again in a meaningful game. Okay, because this Packers game is very meaningful. This is what's going to seal the deal. It's going to seal our fate as Bears fans for what we have and what we have going on in the future. Um, it this was a this game was played in what 6-degree weather. I mean, the beauty of this game was that Caleb could throw the ball through the wind. And you saw that with the TD pass to DJ Moore, which was unbelievable. It was unreal. It was unreal. It was an unreal pass. Like I said, I've been watching this team for 40 years, and I have not seen many quarterbacks throw dimes like that in traffic. I haven't seen that. So this is all new to me. But in retrospect, I need to see a defining game from our quarterback. He needs to outplay another elite level quarterback. Shondor Sanders is not elite level. Jordan Love is considered elite by most talking heads. He's got to outplay Jordan Love next week. He's got to outplay him. If he outplays him and we win decisively, Caleb Williams is officially out of my doghouse. He's got one more. Got to do it, man. You got to do it. And we can't have this we can't have a 60, 70 quarterback rating. Because now the stakes, chips on the line now. Chips on the line. Bears, Packers, chips on the line. At Soldier, chips on the line. You at home, got the home fan base behind you. Shout out to Ben Johnson, who didn't call his best game. I don't think he called his best game, but just the fact that one thing about this coach is after halftime, the adjustments, they've been made. And what the Bears have done, man, with that, the second half adjustments and just controlling the game and the clock. That's been phenomenal. Shout out to the defense. Once again, causing turnovers galore. This Bears defense is is amazing. They might not be the best that we've seen that's come through these great walls of Soldier Field. It may not be the best, but they are very unique. They're a unique defense, man. I told you this team is like the Patriots of the early 2000s. They really remind me of that. They just make plays. They just from it's just complimentary football. When you got DeMarcus Jackson of all people, who basically was off the street 3 or 4 weeks ago, making a key interception off Shondor, that tells you something about this team. Jalen Johnson had the most ridiculous interception I've ever seen, probably since Charles Tillman against Randy Moss when he stole the football out of Moss's hands in the end zone. Jalen Johnson did the same damn thing against Jerry Jeudy. That interception was unbelievable. And CJ Gardner Johnson, this guy has been probably the greatest in season pickup ever. I mean, this is like this guy gives us a different he gives us a different edge on defense. And you keep this guy happy, man. I don't know what they're doing, but apparently this guy's been happy since he's been here. Do everything you can to make this guy happy. Even pay him at the end of the season. Make sure he stays on the team. But this has been a absolute great pickup by the Bears. CJ Gardner Johnson is man, what a addition he has been to this team. Great win by the Bears. Great play from the quarterback. Great play from the running back. And I gotta give my flowers to one more guy who I've started the season. I was down on him. I was. I say he's not a Bears running back. I just can't. DeAndre Swift, man, this kid really has come a long way from last year, and he's got that savvy veteran running back mode. He's that savvy veteran running back mode now. He finds holes. He just every play is positive yards. He'll make sure that he'll find a way to get positive yards for you. DeAndre Swift is listen. If I can give an MVP to on offense right now, it is DeAndre Swift. He is right now the offensive MVP of the entire year. The quarterback is growing. He's growing, but he's got to win that defining game. But on offense, DeAndre Swift is right now the MVP of that offense. And the Luther Burden, they call him Luther, as I call him. If he's hopefully everything's okay. I don't think it was a high ankle sprain. I think this is more of those maybe a low ankle sprain. Hopefully he'll be ready next week. That was a little concern. And then Cole Kmet looks like he's going to be fine. He got dinged up in this game, but it looks like he's going to be fine. The Bears have to beat the Packers. You got to beat. I mean, you got to beat the. I'm not going to say beat the S out of them or beat the living, you know what, out, but you got to win at least by 10 points to show that hey, we are now the class of the division. Bears are back in first place. Now you got to stay there. You got to stay there, and from when seedings come out, somebody needs to be coming to Soldier Field because I damn sure know no team wants to play a Ben Johnson led Chicago Bears team in January. Nobody wants to play them because you know what you're going to. They know it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle, and ain't nobody ain't gonna run over us. You know, this ain't the old Lovey Smith teams that got ran over in 2005. This is not that. This is different. This is different. I remember when Carolina came in and beat our ass in the Lovey Smith era when I believe it was the beginning of 2005. Bears had a 13-3 record. Carolina came in there and owned them. It ain't gonna be that way this time. That would have been not with this coach. Nope. Whoever's coming to Soldier Field in January, y'all better be ready. This team's coming for war. I'm out. Bear down. Peace.